Hey everybody, in this lab we'll be going over InterVLAN routing as well as OSPF. As you can see right here we have three networks. So we have network 1 right here with VLANs 10, 20, and 30. We have network 2 here with VLANs 40 and 50. And then finally we have network 3 here with VLAN 60. So we're about to get into this. I'm going to show you how to set this up. So starting off right off the bat, whenever I go into a new device, switch router, first thing I like to do is, let me get in here, just run a show run command and just, or since I'm in config mode, do a do show run. So do show run and just see what's going on the device. So as you can see here, we have spanning tree. Spanning tree is just a protocol to keep loops from forming on layer 2 devices like switches that we're currently on. But we'll get more into spanning tree in a later video. But for now, we see we don't have anything set up yet. So first things first, since I know I'm doing inter-VLAN routing, the first thing I want to do is get IP routing going. So enable IP routing and make sure that it can route throughout the device. Because typically layer 2 only switches are typically layer 2 devices. This is a layer 3 switch, but typically they're layer 2, so they don't route like a router, but layer 3 switches do. So you want to enable this on the layer 3 switch to ensure that it can route through different VLANs as well as different networks, which we'll get into here shortly. So all right, so don't have anything set up yet. So the first thing I want to do is create the VLANs. So we know we have VLAN 20, 10, 20, and 30. So I'm going to create that now. So we got VLAN 10 there, VLAN 20, and VLAN 30. Now you can give these names if you want. Like, I mean, I can name it, network 1, network 2, network 3. So you have that as an option if you want to add a name. Okay, so now that I got the VLAN set up, next I'm going to now set up the interfaces, the SVI switch virtual interfaces for the VLANs. So this is a way for VLANs. So this is how inter-VLANs route to each other through this switch virtual interface. It's a lot easier than going a router on a stick route, which you can also do, but that creates a bottleneck between the switch and the router. So inter-VLAN, with inter-VLAN routing, particularly with SVIs, you don't have that issue. You don't have that bottleneck issue because it's all happening within the router. So we're going to create the interfaces right now. So interface VLAN 10. All right, and as you can see, that link just came up. And now as you can see, I got the networks right here. So VLAN 10 doing 10, 1, 10, dot 1. In this case, that's going to be the gateway. So let's get started on that now. So I'm going to do 10, 1, 10, dot 1, 2, 5, 5, 5, 0. All right, and we got that one up and running. And now let's do VLAN 20 next. All right. And last, we will do the interface for VLAN 30. All right. All right, so we got all of those up and running right now. We have the VLANs, so we set up the VLANs, VLAN 10, 20, and 30 for the VLAN database to create them and make them real. And then we've just created the interface VLANs, the SVIs to route through to enable to be able to route through the different VLANs. So now I'm going to connect the end devices. So I'm going to connect the VLANs. Actually, I'm going to connect the VLANs to the interfaces. So here we have, okay, so it's going to be on the switch. It's going to be, all right, fast Ethernet 1. So I'm going to go into fast Ethernet 1 here, and then I'm going to configure VLAN 10 on this interface so that whatever end device is connected to it will be in that VLAN. Mode access, and then switch port access VLAN 10. All right, and now that changed that state to up. And now I'm just going to do the same for the other interfaces. So that's VLAN 10, got one there. Then we also have another here in VLAN 10, and I'm going to set that up. So what is this one? All right, so this is Fast Ethernet 2. We're going to go on to Fast Ethernet 2, and we're going to set up mode. All right. Access VLAN 20. Oh, I'm sorry, VLAN 10. Ooh, almost made a mistake. This is also VLAN 10. So I got two interfaces in VLAN 10, and this little orange dot that you see here, that's STP. So like I said, we'll be going over that in another video. So don't mind that now. Just know when it's in this state, if I was to try to send information, it will be blocked because it's currently in a blocking state. But like I said, we'll go more into that in a separate STP video. So right now I got VLAN set up on these two interfaces here, interface 1 and interface 2. All right, so now I'm going to go back in and I'm going to set up interface, what we got here, interface 3 and interface 4. So I'm going to set those up for VLAN 20. So that's what we're about to do now. So it FA0/3. So we go to switch port mode. And by the way, there's an easier way. I could just hit the up arrow and and rerun the commands like that. But since this is a walkthrough, I don't mind going through all the commands here. But like I said, if I just want to, in fact, I'll probably just go ahead and just do that. So swap this out for 4, since that's the next interface we're going into. Switch port mode access, yes. And then switch port mode access, also yes. VLAN 20, that would be correct. So, all right, so that is it for that one. And now we're going to go into, and again, I just like to double check. So y'all can see again, got STP running. And we're going to set this one up here. This is a gigabit interface. We're going to set that up here. I'm going to actually set that up last. So now we got 5 and then 6. So I'm going to set those up for VLAN 30. So let's get ready for that. So again, going to 5, switch port mode access, and then VLAN 30. Okay, so that's good to go. And same for 6. We'll do switch port mode access and switch port mode access VLAN 30. And let's see, do I need to do a no shot? All right, so now at this point, since I got all the interfaces set up, I want to make sure that they are all up. So let me do a I'm in config, so do show IP interface brief, and 1 through 6 is up. All right, so we see we got up here, so that is good. All right, so we're good to go there. All right, and again, this is a command, do show IP interface brief. That's a command you can use to show the interfaces and the state of each interface. And actually will be, like I said, we got gigabit 1 right here that's up and up as well. But we need to set up a subnet for OSPF, so we need to have this as well as what it's connected to on the other switch and it's in the same subnet, so OSPF can run on that. So we'll be doing that. Actually, let me see, is there anything else I need to do on do I want to do OS? Okay, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna set up the subnets for it, and then I'm gonna make sure all the networks can connect on the VLAN first before I configure OSPF. So I'm actually going to configure OSPF last. So right now, let's go ahead and configure. So go ahead and configure G. What was that? Was it G? Right, I was just looking at it actually. 01. Okay, so G0/1. All right, and then we need to do a no switch port. So this isn't so how you just seen the switch port um, command in the last in the on the previous interfaces. This one we're going to do a no switch port, and we're going to put an IP address on it so it can communicate with the other switch to run OSPF. So we're going to create a subnet. So I'm going to now create a subnet. I'm going to do 10.1.98.1. Now, instead of doing 255.255.0, it's going to be 252. We're going to do a point-to-point network, so that's a /30. So I'm going to do a point-to-point network between this interface and switch 3's gigabit interface, so they can communicate. All right, that should be good. Let me double check and just make sure that's up and running. Let me see. Got the 10. Okay, looks good. All right, so for now we are good on this switch. Just I'm gonna again just do a do show run just to make sure everything looks good. Hostname switch, that's fine. IP routing, okay, y'all see that right there. This is why again I just like to verify. So IP routing is running. As you can see, we got switch port access. We got VLAN 10 running on interface 1, 2, VLAN 20 running on 3 and 4, and 30 running on 5 and 6. And if we go down to here, we have the point-to-point link here set up for switch 3 when we get to that. So for now, this route is good. I will come back and set up. Also, yeah, here are the VLANs. So these are the SVIs here. VLAN 10, 20, and 30. Those are set up as well. So, all right. So we're good for now. So I'm going to minimize this. Now, I could go ahead and go to switch 3 and set that up. But I'm just go ahead and go to switch 2. Just kind of keep it in order. So again, same deal. Whenever I go into a new device, I like to, like I said, run show run. So I can actually run the show run here and just see what's going on. Again, host name switch. Again, you can change the name if you want to. Like I said, I can change it to switch 1, switch 2. In fact, you know what? Let's go ahead and do that. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. In the wrong mode. There we go. And this is going to be switch 2 since we're in network 2. All right. So then if we do another, so if we were to do a do show run here, you'll see that the name has changed to switch 2. So I'm gonna go ahead and actually do that here as well. Go ahead and do that and change the host name to switch 1. All right, and do that there. All right, and that's good there. Getting back in switch 2. All right. Okay, so now we can go ahead and set up the VLANs. So we got VLANs 40 and 50 here. So first thing I'm gonna do is set up IP routing. Okay, so we're gonna set up IP. Okay, we are not in the correct interface, so I'm gonna go down a level and set it up here. Okay, wait, no, I'm sorry about that, y'all. We were in the right interface. There we go. Yeah, config. Yeah, had a brain fart there. Yeah. So, just set up IP routing again so we can route between different VLANs now. Now we're going to set up the VLAN. So we got VLAN 40 and VLAN 50. All right, that's good to go. Now we're going to set up the SVIs, same as we did with the first switch. And we're going to go ahead and do the IP address, which is going to be 10.140.1. All right, we're going to do the same thing for 50. Okay, and just change it to 50. All right, so we got that set up. Now I'm going to set up the interfaces. So look and see what we got here. We got one, okay, that's 1, 3, okay, 2, and so we miss, what is that for? So okay, I'm going to make sure I got that right. So we got 1, 3, okay, 2, and then 4. So okay, so this one's going to be 1 and 3. Okay, I don't know why I did that, but yeah. So I got 1 and 3 are in VLAN 40. So if 0, 1, and this one's going to be switch ports mode sys, and then switch port access VLAN 40. All right, and then we're going to do the same for 3. All right, that's all set up. Okay, we got, as you can see, STP, and then just double check just to be sure, 2 and 4. All right, so now same deal, but now 2. And this is going to be 50. And we do the same thing for 4. And again, these commands, you will just learn them as you practice, but you can, use Google and whatever to learn the different commands. But like I said, you will learn it just through practice. All right, now, so again, I'm going to run show IP interface brief just to ensure 1 through 4 is all up. 1 through 4 is all up. All right. And now we're going to set up, let me just make sure this is gig 1 here. Yep, that's gig 1. So we're going to set up gigabit interface 1 with a subnet, with a point-to-point subnet to here, so it can communicate with this router. And then when I run OSPF, all of these should be able to communicate with each other. But we'll get into that when I get into OSPF. All right, so now we're going to get into go/1, and then we're going to no switch port, and then we're going to set up an IP address, and I'm going to do 10.1.99.1. Okay, and then I'm going to do 255.5.5.252 so it can be a point to point. And like I said, we'll go more over that. I may do just a subnetting video where I explain all of that because I don't want this video to get too long. All right, so we got that point to point, but we got it set up. So this is 99.1, this is 98.1. On this switch here, to be 98.2 with this subnet and 99.2 with this subnet. So finally, we're getting into 3, and we're going to set up the VLAN because there's only one VLAN here, VLAN 60. So, but again, first things first. Want to set up IP routing, so let's get that set up. And next, we're going to create the VLANs. So VLAN 60, and yeah, and that's it. Then set up the SVI 60 and my IP address 10.161. Okay, so that's all good to go. Now we just have to. We have four devices here, so they're all VLAN 60. So let me just make sure here. So you got one, two, then three, and then four. All right. So now this one's going to be pretty straightforward because um, they all are in the same subnet. So literally, we just have to run the same command four times. Support mode, switch port mode, access. Okay, and switch port, access, VLAN 60. All right, and then we just do it for the other ones. Literally the same command for each interface, each of the four interfaces. All right, we're all set there now. Now we need to set up the gigabit. So this one's going to be gig 2 and gig 1. So I'm going to do gig 1 first, and that's going to be 98.2. And again, I can always go back on the first switch and double check that that's correct, but I remember. So there's no need. So first thing I'm going to do is switch port. Um, and we're going to give it an IP address of 10.1.98.2 255.252. Okay. No errors, no anything. Looks good. All right. Now we're going to go into actually just I can to okay. So see, I just made a mistake. See, I went into the wrong interface. I went into interface gigabit 2. I went into this one. Okay, and this one is 2. So luckily I caught it, and it's a easy fix. I could just actually just stay in this one, and on the IP address I just typed, just go in uh, and hit no. Put no in front of it. Boom. And if you want to again just double check to make sure that it's not there, you just do a do show IP interface brief. And if you and so yeah, so there are no actually do show run to show it. So let's do that instead. So if you go into gig Ethernet, no IP address, you see we just did this one and it says no IP address. So just that's just to make sure that it was it took that it is correct. So instead of 98.2 on this one, it's 99.2. So 99.2 and oh, I just made another mistake. I just said no. I did the no in front of it. So uh, if we just go back and then we do 99, all right, and now we do a do show run. All right, we have the IP 99.2. So now this side is connected and this side is good. They're in the same subnet. So now we just got to do um, the interface one, the one that I thought I did the first time. So no problems, mistakes happen. We're all human. Just as long as you catch them. So 98.2 here for that one. What's going on here? Oh, I didn't do no switch ports. Okay. Right, gotta run no switch port first. So again, no problem. Mistakes happen. 98.2, boom. And then we can do a do show run just to make sure everything looks good. Okay, so here one, 98.2, and then on two, 99.2. So we're good to go. All right, now finally we can set up OSPF. Now OSPF stands for Open Shortest Path First, and it's just a protocol uh, that runs to it broadcasts your networks to other routers. So it has to be OSPF has to be enabled on any layer 3 device. So whether that's a layer 3 switch or router, it has to be enabled on each one, and they broadcast their addresses to each other saying, hey, I'm here, who else is here, basically. So we're about to set that up now. So all right, so we have OSPF, sorry, OSPF, um, or actually router, OSPF1, okay, pretty standard. And then here I'm going to go into network, and I'm going to put all of the networks that is going to be that I want OSPF to broadcast. So here we're going to do network. Um, we're going to do network, and then I'm going to put the network. So first I'm going to do the gigabit Ethernet network. So I'm going to do 10, 1, 98.0 for the entire network. And then I'm going to do something called a wildcard mask. So we got 0.255 for the whole network. If I wanted it to strictly be just, so like let's say this was, if I put 10.198.1 and I just only wanted that network, then I would do 0.0.0.0 because that means exact, you want that exact network, not the entire network. But with 255, it says this entire network. So, and then area, the area you want, area 0. And yeah, that looks good. And so there we go with that one. Um, and this video is getting a little long, so I'm going to do a part two. So this is part one of this project. I'm going to do a part two. So I will finish configuring OSPF in the next video.